Coming up on News Live at 6, the Provost responds. SU's Chief Academic Officer responds to concerns about SU's total cost of attendance. Why she's now concerned about SU's $80,000 sticker price.
Plus, Thanksgiving break is just around the corner. What SU is telling students to do before leaving. Next.
And there are more drug overdoses nationwide than ever before. We'll have the latest numbers from Onondaga County and across the country. Citrus TV News Live at 6 starts right now.
Citrus TV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
The Citrus TV News Live at 6, filling in for Trey Redfield, I'm Walker Simmons.
And I'm Ashley Wenskoski. New at 6, Syracuse University Senate members are raising concerns about SU's total cost of attendance. Citrus TV's Ricky Sayer is in studio now with us, telling us how a top university administrator is responding. Ricky?
Thanks, Ashley. These comments came just about an hour ago during the monthly Faculty Senate meeting. However, it was a student member who brought the concern to the university's second highest ranking administrator. Student Tristan Isidore specifically mentioned our reporting yesterday, saying that SU's total cost of attendance had surpassed $80,000 for the very first time. He asked Provost Gretchen Ritter how they can justify such high prices and what message it could send to future applicants. Ritter said she shared the same concern. She iterated what we also reported yesterday, which is that only a small portion of students pay that full price because of financial aid. In fact, the university has increased the amount of financial aid they provide They have increased the amount of financial aid they provide in each of the years. They have also increased tuition.
I worry that families of modest means won't always know that typically we provide a lot of support to family of modest means to make it possible for talented students from all backgrounds to come here.
Ritter says she wants the university to go much further than they currently do, to provide more aid to students. We know that since the 2017-2018 school year, that tuition has increased by 19%. We don't know exactly how much financial aid has increased in that exact same time period. Other portions of this meeting were spent discussing the university's ongoing debate about pay equity for faculty. After being asked, Chancellor Syverud also committed to finding out why the university hasn't yet released transcripts from the 14 hours of NotAgainSU negotiations. He acknowledged a commitment was made to releasing those transcripts. The transcripts contain the official commitments administrators made to the protesters. We'll keep you updated on if those transcripts are released. In studio, Ricky Sayer, Citrus TV News.
Ricky Sayer, thank you. It's been 2 years since the NotAgainSU protests captivated the SU campus. Well, tonight, Citrus TV's John Perik is joining us in studio. John, over the last few years, how has SU responded to the protesters' demands?
Walker, good evening. 2 years ago, during this very week, civil unrest galvanized the Syracuse University campus. It was first sparked after a series of racist and bias-related incidents. And it was at the Barnes Center where protesters held an 8-day occupation, marking the beginning of the NotAgainSU movement.
Can I produce agreement to every word at this instant? The answer is I cannot. Yes, the answer is I'm going to go back and look at them based on what I hear tonight. The answer is yes, and I'll do the best I can.
This was the moment SU Chancellor Kent Syverud announced he would sign many but not all of NotAgainSU's demands. During the protest, NotAgainSU raised 19 demands. Initially, the university was only willing to sign 16 of them, but after weeks of negotiations, both sides came to terms, and today many of the demands have been answered. Here's a look at some of those completed demands, which include hiring 4 counselors of color, revising the Student Code of Conduct, creating a website for bias-related incidents, allocating $1 million for SEM 100 training, reforming SEM 100 classes for first-year students, and building an Office of Multicultural Affairs. SU said they would provide diversity training for tenured faculty, but whether or not that has happened remains unclear. In studio, I'm John Perik, Citrus TV News.
John Perik, thank you so much. And new details on security and safety here on campus. DPS uses a blue light system so that students can call for emergencies. CitrusTV reporter Zach Richter has more on how much this system is actually used.
The blue light system is a fixture at almost every college campus, and including here at SU. It's a security system where one can get in contact with DPS in case of an emergency with the click of a button.
We have about 300 blue light activations a year. Most of those, there is nobody there when we respond. Our response time is generally about less than 2 minutes.
But how much do students actually use this system? If they're standing by a blue light and there's an emergency, will they use their phone or the blue light?
There's thousands of more phone calls made to DPS by students, by the community, via cell phones, and there are blue light alarms.
And most students agree. Syracuse University sophomore Gabby Kepnes says she's never used one, but is still more inclined to use her phone in case of an emergency.
I have not used one, but I think if it was convenient and it was kind of close enough and I really needed to, I would. But if I wasn't directly near it, I don't think I would, because it would take too long to walk there.
SU student Aiden Shepard doesn't understand the point of them because he says during an emergency, everyone just uses their phone.
No, I've never used them. I don't think I've ever seen anybody use them either. I don't really think I'd probably use them. Honestly, I feel like it's easier just to call someone on my phone if there's ever an emergency.
Zach Richter for Citrus TV News.
And the latest now on COVID numbers here on campus. There are currently 27 active COVID-19 cases on campus, a decrease of 2 cases since yesterday. This includes 1 new student case and no new employee cases. The positivity rate is currently 0.2%.
And Thanksgiving break is right around the corner, meaning students will be heading home to spend time with their families over the next week. But this isn't the case for many international students. CitrusTV reporter Nicole Aponte joins us live from the Center for International Services. Nicole, what is the university offering to international students who can't make it home this weekend?
Walker, Ashley, good evening. The university and the Center for International Services right behind me, they're hosting the 37th annual International Thanksgiving celebration right here on campus this Friday, November 18th. Now, this event is open to any undergraduate or graduate international student, and in fact, 600 have already signed up for the event. Now, this event is sponsored by Dr. Ruth Chen, that's Ken Severud's wife, and Ken Severud as well. It's a chance for those students to really learn and understand the tradition behind Thanksgiving right here at SU. Now, some history behind the International Thanksgiving meal dates back to the 1980s, where Reverend T.E. Koshi began the celebration on our campus. Now in 2021, the event will be hosted at Goldstein Auditorium, where many tables will be set up with faculty, staff, or a community member leading the conversation behind the history of Thanksgiving. For the past 2 years, this celebration has been much different. In 2019, the dinner was held during the NotAgainSU protest, and then in 2020, the event was virtual. Students picked up pre-made food to be eaten over Zoom, but the Center for International Services is more than happy to have these hundreds of students back in person this year. In fact, the Director for International Services, Juan Tavares, he says being one of the directors for this event has special meaning for him.
Well, it means a lot to me because I remember I was a former international student myself. And I remember the first Thanksgiving, I was invited to a family in town. I went to Michigan State University. I went to a dinner. And it was a wonderful experience for me to be there with the children, and I'll never forget it. And I thought, what a wonderful tradition to do.
Now, with this dinner being back in person, Goldstein Auditorium, they're going to have a family-style meal ready to go for these students. And yeah, you guessed it, turkey, cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie, and everything in between will be set up for these students to take part in, thanks to the hard work that Food Services is putting into the next couple of days to prepare this meal for the students. Now, this meal is much more than a dinner. It's a place and a chance for those international students of different backgrounds and cultures to come together to understand the tradition behind Thanksgiving. Reporting live from the Center for International Services, I'm Nicole Aponte, CitrusTV News. Now, Ashley, I have to ask, what's your favorite Thanksgiving food?
You know, Nicole, I'm actually Italian, so I'm partial to some non-traditional Thanksgiving foods, some lasagna, some interesting things. How about you?
Lasagna. I'm going to stick with turkey. Go with the classics, play it safe.
Gotta love the classics. Thanks so much, Nicole. While many SU students and faculty are leaving campus for Thanksgiving this week, the university is reminding all students and staff to get tested before coming home. There are tests at the Dome until Friday this week. Kimmel will have tests on Sunday. There is no testing available on Saturdays right now, and no appointments are required.
And the holiday season can lead to a lot of stress and anxiety. An SU psychology professor is giving tips on how to handle any of these feelings during the holidays. Dr. Afton Kapushinsky is the director of psychology service centers here at SU. She addressed concerns that many have about large gatherings during the season. She says people can get, quote, emotionally stuck by believing they do not have a choice surrounding holiday plans. Well, I mean, that is definitely a good thing coming towards the holiday plans. You know what I want to see is some snow on Thanksgiving.
I can't agree with you. I don't like a snowy Thanksgiving. I don't really like snow in general. So.
Oh, okay, no snow. Well, Tegan Brown's here in studio to kind of decide here what our weather's going to be like going into this next week. Tegan, what do you got?
Well, guys, the weather, as we know in Syracuse, is a little bit different every single day. Today we saw a few sprinkles. It's currently about 52 degrees, which is actually a little bit warmer than it's been the past few days. But there is a 30% chance of rain continuing through the rest of the day. We're also going to see some relatively high winds at about 15 miles per hour. Now, moving on to later tonight, the chance of rain is going to get even smaller as we get closer into the night, with those 15-mile-per-hour winds still consisting. So make sure that you have a warm blanket tonight, because it is going to get a little bit colder as you're going to sleep. Now, going into our future temperatures, they're going to remain pretty constant throughout the night, maybe building a little bit in the morning around 8, going up to 55. But these are our temperatures right now. So make sure that you're paying attention to that. And guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, Tegan. And new details out of Albany. New York Governor Kathy Hochul says anyone 18 and up in high transmission areas in the state can get a COVID booster shot. There has been a sharp rise in cases in the Finger Lakes, Central New York, and Western New York. The state has administered over 28 million vaccination shots so far. Coming up after the break, we break down the latest numbers on drug overdose deaths around the country and in Onondaga County.
And jury deliberations continue to the Kyle Rittenhouse trial. We'll have the latest details.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Trey Redfield, Ashley Wenskoski, Tegan Brown, and Zach Richter. Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Well, 100,000 Americans have died of drug overdoses in 1 year. Overdose deaths have been on the rise for more than 2 decades, but have accelerated in the past 2 years, a trend that health officials say is tied to the COVID-19 pandemic.
Experts believe that the top drivers of overdose deaths are the growing availability of the deadly drug fentanyl, as well as the pandemic leaving many drug users socially isolated and unable to get treatment or support. Drug overdoses are nearing the death total for diabetes, the nation's 7th cause of death. In 2021, there were 156 opioid-related deaths in Onondaga County. It was one of the worst years on record.
And jurors in the Kyle Rittenhouse trial returned today for a second day of deliberations. They asked to watch a video presented at the trial. The judge says that he will determine the procedures to allow that.
Prosecutor Thomas Binger said videos should be able to be viewed as many times as they want, while defense attorney Mark Richards said he would object to the jury viewing video taken by a drone. Prosecutors say the clips show Rittenhouse pointing his gun at protesters before the shootings. The jury of 12 deliberated for a full day Tuesday without reaching a decision.
And the defendant who fired the shotgun that killed Ahmaud Arbery took the stand this morning. Travis McMichael told Superior Court Judge Timothy Walmsley that he understands he is not compelled to testify, but wants to give his side of the story. Judge Walmsley denied requests for a mistrial.
Defense attorneys opened their case by arguing that the men accused in the shooting were lawfully trying to stop burglaries in their Georgia neighborhood when they shot and killed Arbery. The trial comes amidst a larger national conversation on racial injustice and police brutality.
And Jacob Chansley, the so-called QAnon shaman, was sentenced to 41 months in prison for his role in the U.S. Capitol riot. Pictures of Chansley at the Capitol went viral because of his appearance and became the image of the riot. He has been held in jail since his arrest, despite multiple attempts to gain sympathy and release.
The Justice Department asked for Chansley to receive a harsh sentence as a way to set an example among the January 6th rioters. Other judges are likely to look at Judge Royce Lambert's sentencing as a benchmark. Chansley is one of the first felony defendants among more than 660 Capitol riot cases to receive a punishment. Quick corrections, there were 156 opioid-related deaths in 2020, not 2021. Sorry about that.
And coming up next on News Live at 6, we're going to take a look at your weather across central New York. Stay with us.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Let's look across central, eastern, and western New York at the temperatures going on right now. Now here in Syracuse, it's about 52 degrees. Going west over to Rochester, it's a little bit warmer over there, 57. Much nicer than here right now. Going east to Rome, 45, getting even lower in temperatures. Going south, Ithaca, 52. Pretty consistent temperatures across the board. Some variation among them. Now for our 5-day forecast. I know you're not very happy looking at all those rain clouds, neither am I, but we're going to see rain consistently throughout the week. Although Saturday, SU game day, it's going to be cloudy, so that's the one day we're not going to see any precipitation there. And looking at Friday, you're seeing that snow there. Now I know that I'm pretty excited for the snow, but I know other people in central New York are not. Tomorrow, let's take an even further look at the degrees of temperature throughout the day. 9 a.m. 57 when you're waking up, about 3 p.m. going down to 46 and going down to that Syracuse magic number 44 at 6 o'clock with a high chance of rain and 10-mile-per-hour winds. That's all I have for you right now. Guys?
Thanks so much, Tegan. Coming up, Syracuse football can clinch its first bowl appearance since 2018 this weekend. Plus, SU women's basketball is in action tonight. All that and more right after the break.
Did you hear about the pony with a sore throat? He was a little horse. Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why couldn't the Why was the basketball court all wet? Why? Because the players kept dribbling all over it. Where the cats go on vacation? New York.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Your girls have been with you through every moment of your life. They were with you when you felt unbreakable. With you that time you felt most alone. And with you when you realized you would never be. They were with you when you shared your love with the world. And with you when she became your world. Your girls have never left you. They're still with you right now. But how well do you know them? You don't know mine. Knowing your breasts can save your life.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
That's all Syracuse football needs for its first bowl appearance since 2018. The Orange fumbled an opportunity at a postseason berth last Saturday in a 41-3 loss to Louisville, and now the road doesn't get any easier. SU travels to Raleigh for a matchup with number 20 North Carolina State this Saturday. The week after, it's a showdown with number 18 Pittsburgh on Senior Day. But this weekend's trip to NC State presents a unique challenge for the Orange. Syracuse leads the ACC in rushing at over 235 yards per game. The issue? The Wolfpack topped the conference in rush defense, giving up just 102 yards per contest. So an elite defense on the road this week, 2 straight ranked opponents in the way of a bowl berth, it would be easy for the team to get overwhelmed, right? Head coach Dino Baber says the focus has to be just taking it all 1 week at a time.
The key is to get everyone to have the same train of thought, to understand how important each one of the 12 games is as an individual game, which gives you an opportunity if you play the game the right way and you play it well, and if you're blessed, then you get an opportunity to play a 13th game or a 14th game or a 15th game, depending on who you are. But it's different than other sports. You know, you can be flat 10, 12 games in basketball and you can still make it to the tournament, you can still make the Sweet 16. Football's not like that. You get 12 opportunities and you have to be right most of the time if you're going to have an opportunity to go to postseason.
Well, that elusive postseason opportunity comes back around on Saturday in Raleigh. Important to note, though, the Orange will be without linebacker Jeff Canton-Arku. 24/7 Sports reported today that the sophomore has entered the transfer portal. The Wolfpack and Orange kick off at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Elsewhere in SU sports, Syracuse women's basketball is back in action tonight. The Orange welcome Morgan State into the Dome in, well, less than 40 minutes. The Orange are coming off an 82-56 loss to Notre Dame on Sunday. SU was in the game late, but the Irish finished the fourth quarter on a 21-0 run to blow it open. Good news for Orange fans, though. Morgan State looks like the perfect remedy after a tough loss. The Bears come in 0-3 on the young season and are averaging just 46 points per game in those losses. Tip tonight is set for 7. It's the third meeting all time between the two programs. Syracuse won the last 95-68 back in 2017. We'll have updates throughout the matchup on our Twitter at CitrusTV Sports. Syracuse men's basketball season is in full swing as well. The story of the offseason for the Orange was new faces. Cole Swider, Symir Torrance, and Jimmy Boeheim transferred in, while freshman Benny Williams joined the program as well. So far, so good in that department for Jim Boeheim and company. Through 2 games this season, Jimmy Boeheim is second on the team in scoring, while Cole Swider leads the Orange in rebounding. The next opportunity for the new-look SU comes this Saturday against Colgate. The Orange and Raiders tip off inside the Dome at 5 p.m. And in NBA action, the Knicks take on the Magic about an hour from now at 7:30. Orlando comes in losers of 5 of its last 6, while New York is looking for its second straight win. Tonight marks the first leg of a friendly 2-game stretch for the Knicks. The Magic and Saturday's opponent, the Rockets, have a combined 4-24 record on the season.
Jacob, thank you. When we come back, we'll take one more look at your weather. Stay with us.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid. A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close. I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us. But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words. These are not my words. These are not my words.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness. I am a witness. I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
If there's one piece of advice that I can give you for tomorrow when you wake up, it's to bring an umbrella when you go to class, because there is a 100% chance of rain when you're going to be waking up tomorrow, and it's going to continue throughout the day. It will be a little bit warmer, 57 degrees, so probably not cold enough to create any snow for tomorrow. 12-mile-per-hour winds. That is all that I have for you right now. Trey, Walker, Ashley.
Totally understandable. Hey, now for some fun news. Out of South Florida, the Miami home occupied by German Shepherd Gunther is going on sale. The house was once owned by pop superstar Madonna.
The house is on sale for $31.75 million. Gunther is the latest in a long line of dogs who have lived in the house.
Well, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
And for one dog, that's an expensive house. Well, hey, that's all the time we have for you today on Citrus TV News.
For more of the latest, follow us on Citrus TV News on Twitter or check out our website at citrustv.com.
You can also check out our tap on Instagram, on our Instagram stories. We're also trying out some things on TikTok. Giving it a shot. For all of us on Citrus TV News, I'm Walker Simmons.
And I'm Ashley Wenskoski. Have a great night, Syracuse.